The Eco Film Festival is heading to Cape Town. I'm joined in studio with co-director Erica Schofield, and she's going to tell you why it's so important to get out and see one of these movies. Hello.
Hi, Jennifer. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming in. Now we're talking about the Eco Film Festival. What does that mean? What kind of movies are we going to be seeing at the Eco Film Festival?
So there's actually quite a wide range, but they're all essentially looking at an angle of human-environment interaction. So we have an amazing range from like transport with 100% electric cars, bikes versus cars, to your more traditional gambling on extinction, looking at wildlife, racing Extinction, which is a spectacular movie that literally goes all over the globe and underneath the ocean. So it's a nice broad range. Food, we cover food as well.
Now, obviously, the film festival is going to bring a lot of awareness to people who go out and see the films. But do South Africans pay enough attention to these topics, do you think?
We've been quite lucky, I think. I think there does seem to be an on-the-ground kind of interest. I think more that the festival is very special because it brings these films that may not normally make it to the mainstream. And it does seem like the issues are becoming more and more prevalent and very real and in our faces, and they're affecting daily people's lives. So we've had quite a good response, but we'd actually love to get these films to a whole lot more people because they're about very important topics. And they're fun. They're really good films.
Yeah. Tell me about some of those topics that you really want to drive home in South Africa, and some of the topics that really touched you when you were curating.
Well, one topic which might kind of give people jitters a little, but there's a film called Hope for All, and it looks at people's diets and how slight shifts in diets can have a massive impact. There's a statistic that really stuck in my mind where if everyone in America, and I apologize for American statistics,
that's all right,
in South Africa, but if everyone in America didn't eat meat for one meal in a week, it'd be the equivalent of taking 7.6 million cars off the road for a month with carbon loading. So a tiny little change. These are kind of quite fun ways, because a lot of the films we're finding there's a theme coming through. They're quite uplifting, and you leave the film going, I'd like to do that. And tiny little changes actually have a huge impact when lots of people do them. So,
what film are you most looking forward to showing South Africans?
I think probably it's hard. We have 12 good films. Racing Extinction. It's the if anyone who watched The Cove, director Louis Sayahos, who won an Oscar for that documentary. It's his latest, and it is spectacular. He goes around the globe, beautiful underwater photography, and he's kind of exploring in not too harsh a way the current mass extinction that is going on with species. And again, it's one of those where you leave and you honestly, they have an uplifting song at the end, and you really leave going, oh, I understand, I can do a little thing and really contribute to something quite important here. So, and it's a beautiful film.
I think it's so important to be uplifting because it's easy to feel really down and helpless when speaking about a lot of these topics.
That's true. There's another lovely film called Landfill Harmonic, and it's about a community in Paraguay. Just outside their capital, there's a little town called Cotuera, which is based on the landfill from the capital city. And it's a very poor community who literally make a living off going through the landfill. And Fabio Chavez went out as an environmental engineer, which is a great name, but he had a very strong music background. And he noticed a lot of this children had nothing to do in this quite hectic poverty circumstances. Started teaching to play music. And then they very quickly ran out of musical instruments. They've started creating musical instruments out of what they find in the landfill. And the orchestra is now extremely good and went viral. They tour all over the world. It's a lovely, lovely film. And it's a gorgeous, what is ironic is he was sent to the landfill to try think of upcycling or repurposing and didn't succeed. And yet by teaching music, they've actually found something that can come out of the landfill. It's incredible, yeah.
It's your first year involved in the festival. Why did you decide to get involved in something like this?
Because they're so great. It's a lovely festival, and the films I've found that what used to happen is environmental films were very doom and gloom and a little bit repetitive, and it has changed so much. Every film is quite engaging, and so when I attended last year, I got quite excited. So when it came around this year, I was like, I love film. let me in.
When it comes to environmental issues in South Africa, what are some things that we should be speaking about in the country that maybe we can start a debate from these films?
Okay. There's, well, for Cape Town particularly, traffic at the moment and traffic congestion, and pollution, air pollution. So looking at, can we share cars? Can we sometimes ride bikes? Public transport. Those issues I think are becoming more and more prevalent. And of course, at the moment, saving water is really important.
Big.
And I think where our films can help, say, take it one step further, is how do you prevent droughts being so kind of on such a grand scale as you plant trees? And a lot of times films can fill in that education in a really pleasant way. So at the moment it's save water as much as you can, probably.
It sounds like these films are really educational, and actually probably every South African can learn something from watching them. Aside from the festival, if we can't get out to the festival, is there any other way we can view these films?
Sure. Well, we this weekend are in Cape Town and Joburg, so if anyone can get there, and in Muizenberg. And then most of them are often available online. We do sometimes do return screenings, like this year we're bringing back True Cost because we got contacted by a lot of people. True Cost is about clothing and the kind of, from the very first kind of cotton seed all the way to a shirt, like what happens in that supply chain. It was a very popular film that we've brought back. But nowadays online, I know, for example, Racing Extinction, you can go and buy it directly from their website.
Great. Now, if we want to head out to the festival this weekend, where is it? How can we get tickets? How do we get out there and watch these movies?
If you're in Cape Town, you can get web tickets at webtickets.co.za. We're at the Labia Theatre, opening screening tomorrow night, Thursday the 31st of March till Sunday. And we're also doing 2 preview screenings at the Muizenberg Mask Theatre on Friday the 1st of April. Visit our website, it's probably the easiest, saecofilmfestival.com or Ecofilm SA on Facebook. And if you're in Joburg, the Bioscope is running films on Saturday and Sunday. So Saturday is Transport Day and Sunday is Game Changing Day.